Greetings everyone, allow me to introduce myself. My name is Florencia, Fiorent, Tjandra, and alongside with my mate, Kalista, Ayasha, Sultana, we are going to give frameworks regarding the interlinking of the movie Independence Day and the theory English School. So, the English School. The English School began in the late 1950s from the work of a group called the British Committee on the Theory of International Politics. The word school here doesn't mean a building, but a group of thinkers who share similar ideas. Some well-known scholars in the school are Hadley Ball and Betty Buzan. According to Tim Doon, the English school has three main features. The first one, it follows the traditions of historical and philosophical thinking. The second one, it uses an interpretive approach, focusing on understanding meaning. 3, it cares about norms and values, not just how things are, but how they should be. And Betty Buzan adds that the English school looks at international relations through 3 main levels, called the tripartite distinctions. The first one, international system, a realist view where states compete for power in an anarchic world. And second one, international society, a more cooperative view where states follow shared rules, norms, and institutions. The third one, world society, a global view that focuses on individuals, human rights, and non-state actors like NGO. Unlike other theories that see these levels as separate or in conflict, the English school says they all exist at the same time. The English school especially focuses on international society. This means that while states act in their own interests, they also form relationships, build rules, and cooperate, kind of like the people living in a community. There's also world society, which goes beyond states and focuses on people and global values. But this can create tensions. For example, promoting human rights might challenge a country's control over its own citizens. And there's an ongoing debate here. Some argue that shared global cultures, a form of world society, is a prerequisite for a functioning international society. And others highlight the tension between world society and international society. For example, promoting human rights might challenge a state's sovereignty, raising questions about the balance between individual rights and state's authority. If individual-centered world society became too dominant, it may undermine the foundations of the international political order, especially when states lose control over what happens within their border. And to sum everything up, the English school gives us a balanced and flexible way to understand global politics, and it helps us see how power, cooperations, and shared human values all shape our world together, not separately. Moving on to the movie summary, released in 1996, the movie begins with a massive alien spaceship arriving in Earth's orbit just days before the 4th of July, America's Independence Day. Soon, smaller ships position themselves over major cities around the world, including New York, Washington, D.C., and Los Angeles. At first, humanity is unsure of the aliens' intention, until they launch a devastating attack, destroying these cities with powerful energy weapons. As chaos spreads globally, different characters begin to emerge as key players in humanity's fight for survival. We meet Captain Stephen Hiller, played by Will Smith, a fearless fighter pilot, President Thomas Whitmore, a former fighter pilot himself who steps up as a wartime leader, and David Levinson, a brilliant satellite technician who decodes the alien signals and realizes the countdown to the attack. After surviving the first wave of destructions, the remaining world leaders and military forces regroup. David comes up with a bold plan to upload a computer virus into the aliens' mothership to disable their defenses, giving Earth's pilots a chance to strike back. In the film's climax, Hillers and Levinson fly a captured alien ship into the mothership. Meanwhile, President Whitmore leads a counterattack in a historic global air assault. Thanks to the fires and well-placed nuclear missiles, the human succeeds in destroying the motherships, and the rest of the alien fleet crashes to the earth. The movie ends with fireworks in the sky, not just for the 4th of July, but for humanity's victories and survival. In short, Independence Day is a thrilling story about unity, courage, and resilience in the face of overwhelming odds. It's not just about aliens, it's about what it means to fight for your home and each other.
Now that we have explored the summary of the movie, let's examine the Independence Day movie through the lens of the English school theory of international relations. This approach helps us understand how the movie reflects a key concept like international system, international society, and world society, especially during the moments of the crisis, cooperation, and global solidarity. The first phase clearly reflects what the English school theory calls a Hobbesian international system where chaos and anarchy dominate. Individual states like the US act unilaterally, trying to defend themselves with the military force, but their efforts fail. The alien threat overwhelms them. The way states usually operate based on national independence and making their own decisions turn out to be ineffective facing a powerful threat that doesn't come from another country, like the alien invasion. The usual global system breakdown and conscience and left in a situation where their only concern is a survival. This collapse reflects what the English school described as the international system shaped by the realist thinking, one where states compete, mistrust each other, and act alone. As Cynthia Weber also points out, this kind of setting supports the idea of international anarchy, a common belief in IR that without a global authority, war and conflict seem like natural outcomes of the international system. But when the threat escalates, something changes. The international system begins to evolve. States that previously act independently start to coordinate their response, capitalized by shared interest in survival. The Area 51 becomes a symbolic center for joint human planning. Diverse actors such as the scientists, civilians, soldiers, and political leaders gather there, demonstrating the beginnings of the institutionalized cooperation. The turning point happens when the US military used Morse code to coordinate the global counterattack. This marks a major shift from a system of disconnected states to an international society built on communication, cooperation, and shared goals. These transformations align with the highly bold definition of international society as a group of states that not only interact but are bounded by a common set of rules and institutions in the conduct of their relations. And as Barry Buzan argues, such as a society emerged when the state recognized mutual interests and built institutional cooperation. In the Independence Days, movie goes beyond interstate cooperation to invoke the English school's world society concept. The focus shifts from the diplomacy and sovereignty to a global human identity. The diverse ensemble of the characters, President Whitmore, the David Levinson, the satellite technician, and the Captain Stephen Hiller, the fighter pilot, and others, embody the power of individual and non-state agency in shaping international outcomes. For example, the David Levinson plays a pivotal role in devising the plan to disable the alien mothership, emphasizing the critical knowledge and initiative often come from outside the state apparatus. This underscores the Buzan's point that world society involves individual, NGOs, and other non-state actors who influence the norms and behavior of state.
So, after listening to Ayasha's explanations, we may perceive that the Independence Day reflects the key principles of the English school in international relations. As Cynthia Weber suggests, the film performs the myth that international society naturally emerges in times of crisis. It affirms the English school belief that even under threat, solidarity and legitimacy can prevail. So, ultimately, Independence Day became a story not just about survival, but about the constructions of global order in the face of existential danger. That's it from me and Ayasha. Goodbye!